Okay, so you know how everyone's always saying, just think positive?
Right.
Like it's the answer to everything.
Uh-huh.
But like, honestly, does that actually work?
That's what we're getting into today.
Yeah.
Because, like, a lot of that is kind of a dirty little secret
Oh,
in
total.
that self-help world.
Yeah.
That a lot of that advice is not only not effective,
Mm-hmm.
it could make things worse.
Exactly. So we are not here to tell you to slap a smile on and pretend everything's fine.
Right.
That's not what we're doing. We are taking a deep dive
Yeah.
into how to actually rewire your thought patterns
Right.
using science. Like we're talking real strategies,
Yeah.
like Harvard neuroscience stuff,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can actually reprogram your thinking
Yeah.
without falling into that trap of toxic positivity.
That's it. Which we'll talk about.
Yes.
So to give you like a roadmap for this deep dive,
Yeah.
we're going to start by understanding how our thoughts even work in the first place, like the neuroscience behind it.
Yes. Then we're going to get into 4 specific principles of authentic positivity based on like real research. We're talking University of Pennsylvania, Yale.
Like the good stuff.
Yeah, like the real deal. Then we're going to cover why that toxic positivity stuff is so dangerous.
Important.
Yes, very important. And finally, we're going to give you a challenge
Yeah,
so you can actually put all this into practice.
absolutely.
Okay, so let's start by just thinking about our thoughts.
Okay.
Like when we're thinking, it's not just randomness up there.
Not random, no.
There's actually like a whole system
Yeah, there is.
that's deciding what we even pay attention to.
Yeah, think of it like your brain has a search engine.
Oh, interesting.
It's called the reticular activating system,
Okay.
the RAS.
The RAS.
And it's filtering. It's going through all the information.
Right.
And it's deciding what's important.
That makes sense because there's just so much coming at us all the time.
Way too much.
Yeah.
Way too much to process.
So what makes it decide something is important.
What you've trained it to think is important.
That's so interesting. So it's like when you decide you want to buy a certain car,
Yes,
and then suddenly you see that car everywhere.
exactly.
It's not that there are suddenly more of those cars.
All of them. Right.
It's that your brain is now like, oh, this is important.
Tuned in.
Yes.
Your RAS is now tuned into that.
So it's letting it through.
Filtering it in.
Wow, okay.
And that's where this whole think positive thing
Yeah.
kind of falls apart.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Because a lot of the advice is like, force yourself to be happy.
Yeah.
Or ignore all the bad feelings.
Versus shut it down.
But neuroscience is showing us
Okay.
that actually can make you more stressed.
Really?
Yeah, and when you try to push down those negative emotions, it creates what's called cognitive dissonance,
Okay.
which is basically like your brain is fighting itself.
Oh, that makes sense. So like I'm feeling this way, but I'm trying to tell myself I should be feeling this other way.
Exactly.
Then I'm just like, ah.
That tension is stress.
Right.
That's what stress is.
So then what is real optimism? Like what's the right way to approach this?
Okay, so real optimism isn't about pretending everything's perfect.
Okay.
It's about acknowledging the challenges,
Right.
but choosing to focus on solutions
Solutions. Okay.
and possibilities.
Possibilities. So it's not like ignoring the negative.
Yeah.
It's about making sure it doesn't take over.
That's it.
Like having that balanced thinking.
Balanced thinking, yes.
Okay, so that leads us to the first principle,
Let's do it.
the evidence-based optimism model from
That's
the
it.
University of Pennsylvania.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
They found that effective, positive thinking
Mm-hmm.
has 3 key components,
Okay, I like this already.
starting with facts.
Facts. Okay,
You got to see the situation clearly.
right. No sugarcoating.
No sugarcoating.
Be honest with yourself.
It's
Like radical honesty.
yes.
Okay, what's the second component?
Then you look at possibilities.
Okay,
Once you know the facts,
right.
what are the potential positive outcomes?
So not just like, I hope I win the lottery,
No.
but like, what are some realistic things that could actually happen?
Realistic. Exactly.
Okay, I like it. What's the third component?
And this is a big one for you and everyone listening.
Mm-hmm.
Pathways.
Pathways.
How do you get to those positive outcomes?
Okay, so it's not enough to just be like, oh, that would be nice.
No.
You have to actually figure out how to make it happen.
You got to have a plan.
So it's a 3-step process.
Yes.
See the situation clearly.
Yes.
Envision the better future,
Yes.
but a realistic one.
Yeah, realistic.
And then figure out how to get there.
Love it.
I like that a lot better than just be positive.
It's smart vibes only.
Smart vibes only. Okay, I'm going to use that.
Use it.
I like that a lot.
Yep.
All right, what's the next principle?
Principle number 2 is all about ratios.
Ratios, okay.
A psychologist named Marshall Lassato,
Mm-hmm.
he studied high-performing teams,
Okay.
and he found something really interesting.
What did he find?
Those teams had a ratio of 3 positive thoughts
Okay.
for every one negative thought.
3 to 1. That's fascinating. So it's not about getting rid of all negative thoughts completely,
No, you can't.
because that's probably impossible.
It's impossible, and it might even backfire.
Right. So it's more about just making sure the positive outweighs the negative.
That's it. You want that positive bias.
Positive bias. Okay.
And there's some simple things you can do to build that bias.
I'm all about simple. What can we do?
Every morning, think of 3 positive expectations for the day.
Okay.
Like simple things.
Like, I'm going to have a good cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to have a productive meeting.
That's it.
Okay, that's doable. What else?
And then in the evening, write down 3 wins from the day.
Wins?
They can be small wins.
Like, I finally cleaned out my inbox.
Yeah.
Or I got to eat lunch outside.
Perfect.
Okay, that's nice. I like that.
Look.
But what about when those negative thoughts pop up?
Okay, so when you have a negative thought,
Yeah.
challenge it with 3 potential solutions.
Okay, so for every negative thought I have,
Yep.
I have to come up with 3 solutions.
At least 3.
So, like, if I think this project is going to be a disaster,
Right.
I need to think of 3 things I can do to make it not a disaster.
Exactly. You're shifting your focus
Oh, that's good.
towards action.
Okay, so by doing this consistently,
Yeah.
I'm building those positive pathway.
You're strengthening those muscles.
Okay, I like that. It's like a mental workout.
It is.
Okay, principle number 3. Hit me with it.
This one's called cognitive diffusion.
Cognitive diffusion. What is that?
This comes from mindfulness research at Yale.
Okay.
And it's a way to detach from your negative thoughts.
Without suppressing them.
Right.
Okay, I'm already lost. Can you break that down for me?
Okay, so imagine your thoughts are like clouds.
Okay.
They come and go,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not the cloud.
Oh, I get it. So I can notice the thought,
Yes.
but I don't have to get caught up in it.
Exactly.
Okay, that's good. So how do I actually do that?
There are 3 steps.
Okay.
First, you notice the thought.
Okay.
Just observe it.
Like, oh, there's that thought again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second, you label it.
Label it. Okay.
Is it worry?
Right.
Is it self-criticism?
Okay, so I'm like, oh, this is my anxiety talking again.
That's it.
Okay, I think I can do that. And then the third step.
Then you refocus.
Refocus.
Shift your attention to something you can control.
Okay, so it's not about getting rid of the thought.
No.
It's about choosing to focus on something else.
Exactly. Something actionable.
Actionable. Okay, I like that.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I'm having this thought.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fight it,
Right.
but I'm also not going to let it control me.
You got it.
I'm going to focus on what I can actually do right now.
Yeah. That's powerful.
That's good. Okay, I'm liking these principles.
Yeah.
All right, bring on principle number 4.
This one is all about your environment.
Environment.
Stanford research found
Yeah.
that our environment actually shapes 40% of our thoughts.
40%, that's huge. I mean, I knew that like being in a messy room could make me feel stressed.
Yeah.
But 40%, wow.
It's a big deal.
So how do we optimize our environment?
Okay. So there are 3 key areas.
Okay.
First, your physical space.
Right.
Keep it clean,
Okay.
organized,
Mm-hmm.
and let in as much natural light as possible.
Natural light always helps. What's the second area?
Second is your digital environment.
Oh, right. All the stuff we're consuming online.
Exactly.
So that means like social media,
Mm-hmm.
the news,
Yeah.
all of it.
Curate your feeds.
Curate. Okay.
Choose to follow accounts that inspire you,
Okay.
that educate you,
Right.
and unfollow the ones that bring you down.
I think I need to unfollow like half the people I'm following right now.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, it's like a constant stream of negativity.
It's exhausting.
It is. Okay, what's the third area?
And this might be the most important one.
Okay.
Your social environment.
Oh, the people we surround ourselves with.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And the research suggests a ratio here, too.
Another ratio. I love ratios. What's the ratio for this one?
5 to 1.
5 to 1, okay.
For every one person in your life
Mm-hmm.
who's kind of draining,
Yeah.
you want 5 people who uplift you.
Oh, that's a really interesting way to think about it. So it's not about cutting everyone out who's ever negative,
No.
because that's impossible.
Right. Everyone has bad days.
Exactly.
But it's about making sure that overall
Yeah.
you're surrounded by more positive influences than negative ones.
That makes a lot of sense. So it's like our physical space, our digital space, and our social space.
All of it.
All connected.
It's all connected.
Okay, so we've got these 4 amazing principles.
I know, right?
But what about when this whole positivity thing goes wrong?
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, what are the warning signs that we've gone too far?
That's when we get into toxic positivity.
Toxic positivity.
Yeah, and there are a few things to watch out for.
Okay, tell me everything.
First is denying your negative emotions.
Oh, so like pretending you're not feeling something when you are?
Exactly.
Or telling other people to just get over it.
Yeah, like just be happy.
Right.
When they're going through something really tough.
Like minimizing their experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's not helpful at all. What else?
Using those cliches to dismiss people's problems.
Oh, yeah, like those little sayings.
Mm-hmm.
That sound good on a motivational poster.
Yeah, but don't actually address the issue.
Right. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a broken leg.
Not gonna help.
What else?
And this is a big one.
Okay.
Feeling guilty for having negative thoughts.
Oh, yeah. That's a trap I fall into all the time.
It's a common one.
Like, I shouldn't be thinking this way. I should be more positive.
And then you feel bad about feeling bad.
Exactly. It's a vicious cycle.
It is a cycle.
So real positivity isn't about pretending everything's perfect.
No.
It's about acknowledging all our emotions.
The whole spectrum.
Even the negative ones.
Yes.
And then choosing to focus on what we can control.
That's it.
So we're not denying reality.
No.
We're just choosing how to respond to it.
Exactly.
Okay, I love this. So how do we actually put this into practice? You mentioned a challenge at the beginning.
Yes, we have a 30-day challenge for you.
Okay, I'm ready. What is it?
It's called the 30-day mental remodel.
30-day mental remodel. Okay, I like it. What do we do?
Okay, every morning,
Yeah.
think of 3 positive expectations for the day.
Oh, we talked about this.
Yeah, just like we talked about.
Okay, keep it realistic.
Realistic.
And focus on things I can actually control.
Yes.
What's the second part of the challenge?
Throughout the day,
Mm-hmm.
when you have a negative thought,
Yeah.
practice cognitive diffusion.
Oh, that 3-step process we talked about.
Exactly.
Notice the thought.
Yes.
Label it.
Mm-hmm.
And refocus my attention.
You got it.
Okay, I can do that. And the third part.
Each evening, make one small positive change to your environment.
Okay.
Delete a toxic social media account.
Right.
Declutter a drawer.
Mm-hmm.
Call a friend who makes you laugh.
I like that one.
Just something small.
But that moves me in the right direction.
Exactly.
So it's all about building those positive habits.
That's it, habits.
One small step at a time.
One step at a time.
And I love that. So as you go about your day today, and for the next 30 days,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to really think about this.
Okay.
How can you shape your thoughts
Yeah.
and your environment
Mm-hmm.
to create a more positive experience?
That's a question.
Because it's not about some magical formula.
No.
It's about taking control
Yes.
and making choices
Absolutely.
that lead to a better life.
I love it.
Me too.